Hey guys, Ashley Francis here, the holistic psychotherapist, and today we're going to talk about anger. Yeah, that difficult emotion. I wanted to provide a little bit of clarity around anger, perhaps a little bit more about where it comes from and why you might be struggling with it as much as you are. You've likely searched for this video because you yourself are struggling with anger. Don't really understand, why am I so angry? What can I do to be able to fix it? Why do I get angry so quickly? Like, why is that my go-to? Why is it that every time that something doesn't seemingly go my way, that my first reaction is anger? I'm really tired of the toll that it's taking on my life. I'm destroying my relationships. Or even if it's pesky, it's tedious, it's annoying, and it's just something that you don't want to be a main driver in your life. So we're going to do a deep dive into anger, and we're going to talk about some of the reasons why it is your go-to emotion and what we can do about it. So the first thing that I want to draw attention to is the fact that there are so many people out there that are looking to manage their anger, or they're looking for coping skills to be able to handle their anger better. And I have to giggle a little bit every time I hear that, because my automatic reaction is of compassion, that wow, this person is really struggling, and anger is obviously playing a really big role in their lives, and they just want to get better. And then the second thought behind that is, why? Why would you want to manage your anger? Why would you want to cope with your anger? Don't you want to heal your anger? And I get it. Most people don't have the understanding that anger and other emotions as well can actually be healed. You can transform your relationship with anger. Now, I want to be clear here that when we say transform, it doesn't mean get rid of. We can't even do that. It's not even possible to get rid of anger. In fact, we wouldn't want to, and it actually serves a really good purpose for us. But the message being that why do you want to manage your anger? Why do you want to cope with it? Why not transform it? And the idea behind this is that I could give you these coping skills. I could tell you to take a breath. I could tell you to take a break. I could tell you to put some time between your reaction and your response, which are all great ideas. Do not get me wrong. I am not poo-pooing all over coping skills and ways to manage anger, because they do in fact work. But the problem is that they are limited. They only work for so long. Why? Because we're not getting to the root of the problem. So I would suggest pairing yourself with a skilled therapist that will be able to assist you in helping you get to the root of your anger, so that you can transform your relationship with it. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, we want to give some honor to anger. Yeah, we actually do. Anger is a good thing. It is. It's a natural emotion. It is something that lets us know that there is either a real or perceived threat in our environment, and it is a signal that there is something that is unsettled in us. If we are having an angry reaction every single time, it's because somebody has stepped on one of our core wounds. Now, these are the lies that we tell ourselves that are ingrained inside of us, that were born in childhood and have either transformed themselves, or you've gotten help to be able to transform it yourself, rather, or it's something that is ongoing for you. So an example of this would be that I am unlovable, I am powerless, I am not good enough, I am not safe. And this message is, like I said, it's born long ago, but it gets reinforced over and over and over again with our interactions with people and certain environments throughout our lives. So what we're really looking at here is this concept of a poor self-image that is tied to some negative core beliefs, whatever your negative core belief is. So that's really the first step, is really being able to identify what is the negative core belief that this person is stepping on. And sometimes it's pretty straightforward. Like if you're getting into a fight with your spouse, it might be that I am unlovable, or I am not good enough. Sometimes it's pretty straightforward. Other times it's not. So you might need a little bit of help digging a little bit further into that. But really that's the idea here, is to look at what's underneath it, because anger is a secondary emotion. It's the tip of the iceberg, and there are always other emotions and negative core beliefs that are underneath that. Like I said, that can be hard to get to, but that's really the formula. That's what you're trying to understand, is what's being stepped on. What's the tripwire that has just been stepped on that's making me explode this way? And oftentimes these are wounds that were from long ago. So that's where you really want to focus your efforts. Another aspect about anger that may be keeping you trapped is that it can actually feel addictive. And this is because you've got some brain chemicals that are getting activated during anger that are keeping you in this cycle. So what do I mean by that? So one of the brain chemicals that gets activated is norepinephrine. And this is the hormone that is responsible for the analgesic effect when you are experiencing anger. Now, I know at first that sounds kind of weird. What are you talking about? An analgesic effect? You're saying that I'm numbing out, but I'm angry as hell. What does that mean? So basically what we're referring to here is that your core beliefs are getting numbed and all you're seeing is red. All you're seeing is that anger. All you're seeing is the object of your anger. It could be your spouse, your partner, your boss, could be the person that cuts you off in traffic. That person is now the target of your anger, and you don't have to feel your negative core belief. So it kind of frees up this space for you to direct all of that emotion towards that person. So you got the norepinephrine going, and then we've got the epinephrine, which is the hormone that is responsible for getting your adrenaline going. So now you're hyped up, you're revved up in reaction to this anger, and you kind of like it. It's kind of nice to feel something. A lot of people claim that they haven't been feeling a lot until they feel their anger, or they're feeling alive in a way that they typically aren't when they're experiencing anger. And this in and of itself can be super addicting just because we like that adrenaline rush. So we got this 1-2 combo of not having to feel our inner core wounds. We get to numb that crap out and then getting revved up at the same time. Sounds like a pretty enticing elixir to me. No wonder people get addicted to anger, right? So the trouble is that somebody that is staying in a chronically angry state is that they're really never taking responsibility for what's underneath it, which is those negative core wounds. As long as my attention is always outside of myself, it's always set on something external to me, then I don't ever have to take responsibility for what's really causing it. Thus, we get caught in this cycle. Yeah, goes round and round. So there again, it's about getting to the core of it and figuring out what just got stepped on and healing that wound. That's what needs the healing, not your anger. And then finally, this whole issue or this whole feeling of being powerful. Anger makes us feel powerful. So I want you to think about how you're typically feeling before you get angry. It's usually some form of a negative self-image. It's something that makes us feel weaker or less than. I'm not feeling good enough, I'm feeling incompetent, I'm not a great partner, or I'm not a good employee. Some version of this weaker sense of self was going on, either consciously or even subconsciously. That's why it gets a little tricky. So that was happening before. And then we're experiencing the anger, where there again, we get to numb out a little bit, and we also get that adrenaline, and now we feel powerful. It gives us a way of feeling in control. So that's another aspect of it that can make it feel really addicting and hard to get out of. So I hope you enjoyed this discussion about anger. I would love to hear about your relationship with it and how you are working to identify and transform it, not how you are managing or coping with it, because that stuff doesn't work very long. So let me know in the comments below. And as usual, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Take care.